we're here today to discuss the gender equality gap in the tech industry on all levels. We're currently holding a special edition of our startup programs dedicated to women entrepreneurs. So now is the perfect time to introduce a major player in this field, Caroline Ramade, the CEO of 50 in Tech.
So hello, all. Nice to meet you.
Hi. So Caroline, your insight is really important to us and to every woman who's struggling to find her place in this very masculine world. Can you give us a quick summary of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, with pleasure. So before launching 50 in Tech, I was the managing director of the largest incubator for female entrepreneurs in Europe called Willa. It was the first one created like 20 years ago by the city of Paris. And previously, I was the former co-CDO, so Chief Digital Officer of the City of Paris. So more a public nonprofit profile. And then I have decided to launch my own company because I'm key player in gender equality space. I'm also board member of the UN Women French Committee, so it's a passion topic for me. So I have decided to launch 50 in Tech, so a tech platform in order to break the systemic issues, inequality issue in tech. So, and I truly believe, due to my previous experience, that technology can help to solve that issue.
Okay, wow. So you've done a lot.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit more about how 50 in Tech was born?
Yeah, so when I was at Willa, so this incubator for female entrepreneurs, I realized that building something local can't be like the global solution that we need to address, because the topic of the lack of representation of women in tech in the tech industry came from the 80s and from the Silicon Valley. And with the startup world, everybody is doing the same, all these dudes, white guys, really well diplomed and with a lot of wealth. Finally, what happened is that the woman disappeared from the tech industry as a programmer, computer scientist, but also as an entrepreneur. And so what happened is that the industry built a bro club with the money, access to the capital, access to the coding school, because it was seen as a job for guys. Only in Occident. I can tell you another story for Orient, but that was the case. And finally, what happened is that no women now in computer science. They were 40% of the computer programmation school in the 70s. And after the B2C computer, so the personal computer, the first advertising from Apple with the geek in the kitchen and the woman doing the cook and the guy geeking, and then the computer with the little boy that the parents offer to the boy computer and not to little girl, happened that finally this geek aka, so the white guys geeking in the garage, was a man and a white guy. And so after that, no more women in programmation, no more women in coding school, and the coder was new entrepreneurs backed by VCs, 81% of white guys. And so the story was created like that. So it's all about marketing story. But I will tell you now another story, so the Orient story. So imagine you are in Tunisia or even in Asia, in Malaysia. There is around 60% of women in tech, in fact. Why? Because so first, science is something that the girls can do, and then they have to choose between engineering for construction, for example, and programmation. And they're choosing programmation not for gender equality topic, but because it's clean and you can do it in your home. So that's described as a job for women. Not in a good way, it's super stereotype. I don't want to work from home all my life and to do a clean job, but that's the story. And so Malaysia has 60% of computer scientists. Tunisia is the leading country for AI and data science. So super interesting to know that. And for Russia, for example, that's really interesting to know that mothers are less biased. And so they know that science could be an empowering thing for women to become independent, economic dependent, and go out to the country. So they are helping their daughters to become one scientist, sorry. And so that's the story. So just to tell you, so it's all about marketing, and startup, we love marketing. And so what I want to break first is the marketing of the story. But now we have a side effect. And the side effect is what? Is that one out of two women is leaving tech now due to discrimination after the age of 35. So we have only 25% of women in tech, and one out of two, so 50% of them, are leaving tech after the age of 35 due to discrimination. And for four main reasons: toxicity, glass ceiling, they have also the gender pay gap issue, and the no work-life balance issue. And so they are leaving tech massively now. And the other side is that we have only around 10% of female CEO globally, and only 2% of the venture capital fund are going to that. Only 2.2. That's a scandal. And so we can't change without to change the VC face. We need more women. We need more diverse profile. I was talking with an amazing guy, but with the origin from Arabic. And he told me that's super hard for me to enter in the VC world. Why? That's crazy. They're asking for diversity, but in fact, they have no female GP and they have no diverse profile. So Black or Arabic one. So that's terrible.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a lot of interesting information I had no idea about. So thank you for sharing all of that. Wow. And okay, so what kind of actions are you and 50 in Tech taking to try to change this situation?
So we finally chose to have a first action on retention of the women in the tech industry. So what we have done is that we have created 50 in Tech for that. And we became the first gender diversity tech recruiting platform in Europe. And we are creating the match with women in tech only with inclusive company. So the companies are taking, so Scaleway is clearly one of our first clients. And we are really proud with us. You have hired 2 C-level and your first engineering manager managing now 10 DevOps. So that's crazy. We choose our companies. And so they take a GNI scoring test. And then they can feature their data and their own diversity and inclusion action on 50 in Tech, unlimited job post, and then they can access to a shared talent pool. On the women's side, they feel safe to apply on our job board, and they receive personalized job offer, and they can get free coaching in order to review the resume or to get higher salary. And so they can be matched only with the company matching with the criteria. So we have a matching system, both for women and companies. And so imagine you are a company, you want to attract a software developer, and we will tell you that profile is ready and available or open to the opportunity. And she's matching with 70% of your job desk. So you should reach out.
Okay. And I remember also, I think I've participated in some of the online workshops that 50 in Tech have been putting on as well. They've been great.
Yeah. So yeah, we are doing a lot of bootcamp. And in fact, this week we are doing the second edition of the What I Really, Really Want bootcamp. So thank you, this guys. We a negotiation education bootcamp. First, we are telling companies you can continue with this gender pay gap in tech. I will give you the gender pay gap at Revolut at the C-level suite is 30%, just revealed by Lifted. That's massive. That's a double that in the other, so in the global gender pay gap. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so first is that. And we will reveal exclusive figures with figures. So we'll give the data, we'll give access to the data, we'll give access to the advice, because for now, companies are a little bit biased. They are not doing transparency in salary. So we are really clearly educating them to change their practice on the market and to pay fairly women and men. But at the other side, and we value criteria action. For example, we achieved the gender gap, so close the gender gap in less than 2 years with a big will, a big intention in order to solve that issue inside the company. And on the other side, we say to women, okay, you are only 7% of you are negotiating their salary initially, but you need to know the back office of HR administration. in the company. You have something to negotiate early, but then when you're hired, it's super hard to increase your salary if you are not promoted or not. So you need to know that you have no choice than benchmark and ask more money. And if someone asking you your precedent salary, you can say, okay, I will give you the number, but I was underpaid. And so now I need to get the fair market price, and I know exactly what it is and that I want to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have people doing negotiation. So the VP of Data Ec, who we will have Ode Pedro, who get a higher salary and now and learn how to negotiate with us. So that's important, and so she was one of the C-levels that we have hired through Fishing Tech, and we love Audrey's stories. She's now your CPO, and she's amazing, and she will give advice because that was one of our main pain point. She didn't know really how to negotiate. That was she was a C-level in tech, and that was her point. So that means that this bootcamp is not only for junior position, but it's also for C-level. We need to change the game. And for now, women have the power because they are so rare, so precious that every company wants to hire them.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Okay, so on a more personal level, have you ever witnessed these kinds of inequality that you're talking about yourself?
Only for fundraising. Building a company is an amazing experience that I really never regret to build my own company at 40 years old with two little daughter. I did it for them, in fact. I really want to show them that we can do it, even at 40 years old. And you know what? That is the best age to build a company, according to the data. So I'm in position in power for now. But the only thing is the fundraising process. I will tell you that I raised only 400,000 euros last year with 80% of female investors. And the guy was telling, you know what? You won't achieve 1 million, more than 1 million. You are small businesses. That's interesting what you're doing, but that kind of, small business. And I want to just reach out to them, saying to them, okay, we did 1 million only the first year. So can you tell me that I'm doing a small businesses? I will build a worldwide company with a big software one. And the other thing is that I'm raising now, so I will give you exclusivity. I just launched my scene one. Every day I have young dude, white guy saying, is there any technology there? Are you building a glorified job board? Hey, Caroline, we are only backing software company. Oh no, we want deep tech company. You are not. You are doing all the things manually. I say, what? I build a platform. We will build a CRM for ITS. So we will use the power of data to enrich your data collection in order to know if you are biased or not. And you are telling me that I'm building not a software company? I was like crazy yesterday. It was a 24 years white guy. I will tell you really, that's a lot of bias there, a lot, because that every day there is a new backing tech recruitment company, the same such as the other. Every fund are backing now someone like that. We are adding technology. We are in a really great market women in tech and tomorrow will do ethnicity. And you are telling me that I'm on a niche market with no technology there? That's preventive oriented question. And you know what? The science and the research shows that the question asked for women entrepreneurs are 68%, 67% preventive oriented question. And for the men, it's 68 promotional oriented question. So this is a research from Dana Kanzer. She did that as a PhD at Columbia, and now she's a professor assistant at the London Business School. And Dana told us, and I did a lot of bootcamp for female entrepreneurs because we are doing this giant female founder challenge at Vivatech. So we are co-organized for the impact. So we are matching female entrepreneurs with VCs. And Dana told us, you need to know exactly how to identify a preventive oriented question and then to change it in a promotional one. So imagine, hey, Caroline, you will do only 1 million business. You will see this will be small businesses. I have to think, imagine you are raising funds that hard, you have a lot of metrics, you need to be confident. And the guy is saying that to you. So I need to say, you know what? I'm a worldwide company day one. We are doing now more than 1 million less than 1 year. I will tell you, I'm doing a software company. I will add tech. I didn't need it now because, I raised only 40,000, but give me 5 million and I will conquer Europe and conquer America with that. So it's like, and you need to do that, but the guy didn't believe you, I execute like crazy. I have a perfect execution with what the money we have. We didn't have money, a small amount of money. We did a lot with only 6 employees. So imagine what I can do with 5 million. So that's crazy. So I'm confident we will raise. We have an amazing product. We have an amazing complementary team. I'm super confident. I will do it. But I tell you, that's harder for men. Really.
You certainly inspire confidence in me. I believe you'll do it. So, in your opinion, what are the reasons for this inequality in the tech field? I mean, I know you've already talked about some of the historic reasons to do with marketing and culture, but I guess it's tempting to think now we're in the 21st century, we're all supposed to be very aware of this systemic inequality. Why do you think it's still continuing?
I think it's not a purpose one. So due to the fact you have no women now in coding school and not a lot of female entrepreneurs because they are not backed. So the global idea for VCs is now to think we can't have female entrepreneurs successful. They don't know how to do it. They didn't pass through exits. They don't have money to do that. They don't have the contact and the network. They can't achieve it. So that's an unbiased system and unconscious bias training. So I'm telling to every VC, you need to go through the implicit Harvard test. And you need to know if you're associating gender and success, gender and science or not. And you need to be aware about that. Are you biased with Black people? Are you biased with Arabic people? Are you biased with a lot of people? Because if you don't know about that, you will never know that you are missing a lot of opportunities. Clearly, you are missing opportunities. For now, in the first round did a big data research for the 10 years. And the first criteria was the 63% of the startup co-founded by only one woman was overperforming. They were overperforming by 63% of more performance. So their portfolio with one female co-founder were more performant of 63% than all male team. So the data shows that we are more efficient when we have a gender balance. It's not all women in the team. It's like really a gender balanced ecosystem with diverse profile. You will be more efficient because 52% of the population are women. Mm-hmm. So we are in majority. And so if you add internationality, sexual orientation, age, imagine the largest and the rich, the vision that you will have. Really a performance, efficiency on the market, better product, fair algorithm, all better. Mm-hmm. And it's the fact. Yeah. And so I give you that data, but the only thing is bias. And there is a research showing that even the VC from the public bank of Sweden, imagine Sweden is for me the country of equality. They are biased. So they tell, this is a young entrepreneur for a guy, but really, he really wants to win. For a woman, she's a young entrepreneur, but inexperienced. So it was all the way of thinking, and they were registered during 2 years. And that was the feedback after the conversation after the founders. So even Swedish VC, public VC are biased. So imagine. So the situation is that we have to change the face of VC. We have to change it. It's a priority. Because no woman will be backed, and I will tell you the number won't increase if we have only 81% of guys. During years, femtech was a topic that no VCs want to hear. They were blushing when we were talking about period. Imagine 52% of the population. And now they are, that's a giant market. And so, you know what? There is more male founder in the femtech space than women. Because they are confident. But what do they know about period? Please. So that's crazy. And so things need to change. And really, I'm telling that to VCs. You know what? Diversity and inclusion solution is a new femtech, and you don't know about it because you are so biased. You have so small vision that you will never succeed in finding new businesses. And it's you. You are reducing your own vision of the big market, and you need to change. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Or what? Yeah.
Well, I think that brings us on perfectly to the last question. If you had a magic wand to help you solve these problems, what would be the first thing that you would do?
I will build a fund.
Okay.
My and I will put a lot of female general partners and diverse profile in VC, and you will see that everything will change. And secondly, I will show that role models that we are keeping in the industry to the college, female girls, to show how they can be powerful while coding or while being in the digital space or building their own company. So we need to have enough role models to show them the value. And as a mother, I can tell you the influence that you can have as a mother on your two daughters or even for your little boy. You can show them that women can succeed. And so I can show that to the friends of my daughters. I can show that to my, nephew doing now a coding school. And that's the power of things. I don't believe to the giant role models for women because why? Because we are not focusing on we do not understand the success of another woman if we don't know the way she did it. So we need to well understand that. So we need to have accessible role model really showing you the way that is possible even with kids, even with few money. You can do it. You can do it really. And so that is the example that I want to show to young girls. And I hope my kids will follow the way and will be the leader of tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's great. Okay, well, thank you so much, Caroline, for the interview. It's very inspiring. It's really interesting hearing everything that your organization is doing and hearing more about some of the facts and the data behind these issues. So thank you again.
Thank you very much, Rowena, for the interview and for all what you are doing at Scaleway.
Thank you. Have a great day, Caroline. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you. Bye.